Hello everyone and welcome to a new series I am doing. This is the first of many to come what ifs to this channel. The first what if I will ever be doing is a TWD what if. And that what if is, what if Lori and Martinez survived? Now this is going to be based off the comic universe, not the show, as there's a lot of what ifs for the show, and there's been a few about, one of these characters. But I figured that because the comics don't have many what ifs, I might as well make my own. Anyways, let's begin, shall we? We start at the moment after Rick, Glenn, Alice, and Michonne and Martinez get back to the prison. And after they re-clear it out from all those walkers that overran the place while they were gone. Then sometime later when they're dragging the dead bodies out to burn them, Martinez has a epitome. Now would be the best time to run for it and get back to Woodbury and get the governor informed of the prison's whereabouts. But then he realizes that if he does, that the governor will for sure kill most, if not all, of these people. And he can't let more people's blood be on his hands. Remembering what he told Rick and them about what happened early on to him. So he decides to not go back, to not tell them, as after all they went through back at Woodbury. Who knows what they will think or even do to him if they find out. Sometime later, he is at the meeting with Rick and the whole group, besides the ones that weren't in canon. And after Rick recaps everything that happened, they begin to ask questions to Martinez and Alice about Woodbury's defenses and how they can stop them. Dale asks about the whereabouts of the National Guard station they were getting supplies from. Alice doesn't know, but Martinez does. He says he can take them there, and that it will have more than enough for them to stand a chance against Woodbury. Also, there won't be much Lori stuff for a bit, as not much will change for her for now. A few days pass by, and the group is doing the basketball game, but this time Martinez is playing. So the odds are more in favor of the boys than the girls. Then we see Rick, Dale, Tyrese, and Martinez in the armory checking their inventory. And Dale says that they don't have enough, but that it's now or never time to go to that National Guard station. Martinez says he'll lead them there and that it's less than a day's drive there and back. Rick says to take the RV and to have a few go with him. Cut to them packing the RV. The ones going are Andrea, Tyrese, Axel, Glenn, Maggie, and Martinez. They're ready to go. They just need to wait for Glenn, Maggie, and Martinez. And right on cue, out come all three of them wearing riot armor, preparing for the mission in case something goes wrong. Then they hop onto the RV and drive off. They make it to the National Guard station and begin to load up like in canon. After getting the military truck and loading some of the stuff on there, and blowing up the National Guard station, they drive off. And just like in canon, they stop at the Walmart. Then the Woodbury soldiers show up. But this time, it isn't just Glenn that goes out there to confront them. It's also Martinez, as he's hoping he could smooth things over with them, as for being a former citizen of Woodbury. But as soon as they see him, Bruce questions him on why he hasn't come back yet, and told them the location of their prison. But Martinez says he's not going to do what he was told to do, as if it means that all these people have to die, he won't do it. Before Glenn can ask what does he mean, tell them the location of the prison, suddenly Martinez is shot by Bruce, with him shouting traitor, but afterwards he is shot by Andrea in the head, and the whole group minus Axel comes out and they proceed to kill the rest of them. And after checking Martinez and seeing that he's okay, Axel comes out with all the stuff, asks what happened, and they load everything up and drive back to the prison. Although unlike in canon, they come back a day early, which means they don't have to worry about the generator running out while Lori's giving birth. So Dale does not lose his leg, unlike a canon, so he still has both of them. Alice is able to patch up Martinez the day before, so the only event that night is Lori giving birth. Just like in canon, everything goes the same for a bit. Although in between that, they do ask some questions to Martinez about Woodbury, and he does reveal one thing that he should warn them. One of their Woodbury citizens named Jared has been learning how to drive a tank, which he was reminded of back at the National Guard station when Andrea asked him if he thinks that anyone in their group knows how to drive a tank. So he tells them about this, although he says as of now he doesn't know the fire, although they should be worried. As for all they know, when they do eventually come and attack, they might have a fully operating tank that can fire. So Rick and them take precautions for this. Some time passes, mostly the same as in canon. They begin training their people on how to fight. Carol dies still like in canon. Well, after that, we get some time of peace. And afterwards, Martinez is one of the members of the group who is in the guard towers at all times. He's taking watch just in case something happens while everyone is relaxing and enjoying life for as long as it lasts. And then eventually, a few weeks later, towards the ending of Volume 7, instead of Rick and Herschel being the first to notice the Woodbury army approaching, it's Martinez. But still, we end just like Volume 7 on the governor saying to kill them all. And that is the end of the first part of What If Lori and Martinez Survived. The next part will go over the events of Volume 8 and 9, as each episode in this story will go over the events of 2 volumes. And by the way, this series won't go all the way to the comics. It will end towards the Savior War. So now we won't get to see Lori, Martinez, or anything like that interact with the Commonwealth or Whispers. But at least we get to a decent point in the comic story. So, until next time, see you later.